Neophyte and Mousesports for $2,000, brought to you by our humble partners Daily Motion, Kinguin, CSGO Lounge, and of course by the organization 99 Damage. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope I'm entertaining you as much as I hope. Even though you don't know how much I hope to entertain you, I at least hope that you smile here and there or just have a good time with me. Together we will watch the second map, Cobblestone. It was the map pick of Mousesports. Neophyte managed to get the win on this too, despite an 11-5 lead by Mousesports starting into the first map. Then Neophyte managed to fight back and they won in overtime 19-17. So it couldn't get any better than this. Mousesports needs to win their own map pick and then we might see cash. So let's see how the odds are in this particular map. The odds overall on CSGO Launch are 68% in favor of the Germans, and accordingly to every single math rule there is, it should be 32% in favor of Neophyte, or something in between. So Mousesports had a really good time on Cobblestone. They managed to win against TSM 16-13, and they also managed to win against Gplay 16-12, even though you probably wonder why does he mention TSM and then mention Gplay as well, because I think TSM is the team that Mousesports managed to upset, and then they managed to win against Gplay as well, which is kind of mandatory for a team that wants to get into the tier 1 scene, which Mousesports definitely is. They are a tier 1.2 probably. I don't know. They are up there in the top echelons of the scene. Let's put it like that. And Gplay from Bulgaria are the squad that challenges them from time to time. Mousesports just managed to put them down in their spot again with a 16-12 win on Cobblestone. So overall, Mousesports sits at 6 wins and only 2 losses on Cobblestone. So really good record by the Germans, and as I said before, against teams that are more or less their skill or even better. So they have a 68% pistol win rate on Cobblestone, so you might expect them to win or probably win one of the pistol rounds and maybe even win the second one on top of that, which would be a game changer or something that could make the game rather easy for Mousesports, depending on the second. Depending on the second round though, as we have seen on Dust 2, Neophyte was able to come back on top of a second round win against Mousesports, who won the pistol round in the second half. Now, Neophyte are not having that many maps on Cobblestone, but they are still sitting at 2 wins and 0 losses against ESC and Dignitas, respectively. So the Danes were not able to win against the up-and-coming Slovakian squad. And Mousesports has a 4-man stack on A, and Chris J is hanging out on the B bomb side. Neophyte trying to battle it with 2 players, and the rotation is coming in as well. Oscar retreats into the deepest spot possible on the A bomb side. He's got a teammate to work with, and together they try to dispose of the terrorist. Good job by Questone and Oscar. Stiko picks up 1 as well, and now it's Chris J alone. He's coming in from behind. He picks up 1, but that's not enough to win a pistol round. Neophyte with the pistol on the board, and they only have a pistol record of 25%, so you know, sometimes statistics tell you some part of the story, but not always. And according to Neophyte's record, we should statistically put them in the favorite role because they have 100% win chance, but only against teams like ESC and Dignitas. Don't want to take anything away from those teams, but still, compared to TSM and Gplay, well, Dignitas could be compared to Gplay a little bit. Dignitas is probably better than Gplay, but TSM is definitely better than both of them. So Neophyte with the first round, but Chris J with the first frag in the second round. And as I said, depending on the second rounds, it could turn into the other direction. Questone is standing alone on the A bomb site, not standing any longer. The terrorists have clinch control of the A bomb site. Someone is running, and it is Stiko, but he goes down to Dennis. Then Barbie is able to claw it back, but Still a 2v4 situation in favor of the terrorists. The bomb is planted. Nico is coming in from behind. The one-man army, the warrior with a sword made out of Tech 9 model, is coming in from behind, and he slays all his monsters, all his enemies. 1-1. Mousesports upsetting the CTs on the second round. This already proves to be a thrilling match. CZ75 now 4-0, P250s for 2 of his team members, and a 5-7 for Barbie. On the other side, we have a FAMAS still for Gorby that he saved from the previous round, and a scout for Chris J. Mousesports on the A push, and it will face off against Questone, who picks up 2 great frags. Double headshot onto Gorby, and then is 3v4. And good job by the CTs. Even if they shouldn't win this round, they at least made it very costly for the terrorists to get something going for them. Now Barbie lines up that nade, but it is a little bit too early. Blew his load a little bit prematurely, and Zero does the same, goes down to Chris J. Nico with a frag onto Barbie, and now it's Oscar and Stiko, and Oscar with the 5-7. Double kill for him. Now it's 2 double kills, which leaves Chris J alone on the A bomb site. He's got the bomb on his back, but Stiko and Oscar are close by. They both have armor and full HP, and now they are staying together. So this is going to be amazingly hard for Chris J. He doesn't know where the CTs are, and now he knows where one of them is, but he's got another one to work against, and that was just perfectly played by the CTs. Oscar stayed hidden until Stiko was in the right position, and you know, that's something that some players are not doing in the right way. When they are on fire, they think they could conquer the world on their own, but they forget about their teammates. If Oscar had walked out into the open, Chris J would have been able to take him down and then make it a 1v1, which would have been 50-50 more or less. But like that, Neophyte is able to win it and make it 2-1, so the two teams are trading blows back and forth. Look at their weapons. Tech 9 for Nico, Galil for Dennis, Scout for Chris J. On the other side, we have basically the same lineup, minus the Tech 9. We've got a 5-7 for Oscar, FAMAS for 0, and an MP9 for Barbie. So it is almost equal on the money, on the weapons, and Dennis and Questone make it equal on the trades as well. The CT's trying to find some terrorists, and there is Nex walking out into the open onto Stiko. Doesn't need a single second to take him down. All the bullets hit Nex right away. 3v4 in favor of the CTs. Chris J trying to find a frag on the platform, and Nico is there with the Tech 9. He takes down 2 of the CT's defenders, quickly drawing it back into his team's favor, but Stiko and Questone have only, well, it is kind of, I don't even know. Goppy is so low that he can almost count him out. Nico is down to 30 as well, and 55 only for Chris J. It should be possible for the CTs, but Goppy with a straight headshot. There is Nico with the double kill. The P250 will not work on Chris J with a jumping headshot. He disposed of him, and once again, it's another draw in this matchup. Cobblestone being so thrilling. I have kind of missed that map already. I didn't like the map at first, but now I get to like it. The more I have to cast it, the more I see it, and the more the teams perform on it, the better the map gets. Look at that. The money situation is still looking awkward for both teams. Next on an Uzi, UMP for Chris J. And Neophyte on the other side, once again trying to force the terrorists to save. If they win a single round, they could potentially achieve that goal, but they have to win that round first. Stiko stealing the kill from his teammate, but Dennis is coming in from behind, doesn't get that shot. How did he not get a frag in that situation? Next though, with the Uzi, shows his teammate how it's done, gets a double with the small weapon. Then Zero and Barbie are left standing for the CTs. Did Dennis intentionally miss that spray to let Nex pick up 3 kills with the Uzi and get him money going? I don't think so, but it could have been a weird strategy in Dennis's own mind. 2-3 now in favor of Mousesports, and we've got a small pause coming up, but only a very small pause, because as soon as I mention that there's a pause on, it gets dislodged already. Oh, well. Dennis wants to unpause, but Oscar doesn't. So we still have a reboot going on. I hope he's got an SSD, because otherwise we could sit here for 2 minutes waiting for him. Damn you HDDs, why are you so slow? Actually, I only have HDDs in all my setups, and I have a PC at work which has an SSD, and the Windows logo couldn't even, you know, that small animation when you boot it, it couldn't even load because Windows was booted faster than their own logo loads. That's how fast an SSD is. That's why I recommend to every one of you. No, I'm not selling SSDs in a hidden account or somewhere. Just a personal recommendation from an IT administrator. So just if you have the chance to pick up an SSD and your system is worth it, then pick up that very fast disk. Now, let's get back to CSGO though. Nico on 7 frags, and the majority of them have been with Tech 9s. I would love to have some kind of, you know, you click on that name or something like that and it doesn't show you all that unnecessary stuff, but how many kills with which weapon, did he get headshots or something like that, you know, the headshot percentage, yeah, 44%, thank you, but maybe he just sprayed with an SMG and just tried to stay alive. I want to see how many headshots he gets with the weapons that he actually aims with, something like that, you know. There's still a lot of improvement on the interface of CSGO, but we are getting there slowly but surely. I mean, this is already really cool to see, and it is giving you a lot of information on why the money is where it is. And yeah, that's just the whole story about it. Another very cool overlay is the equipment value. You can easily judge if a team was saving or not. And you could also do that with the equipment value. Sorry. With the total cash. But you know, the total cash just works its way up there. So it's kind of hard to actually tell something. The cash amount is something else that you can use to predict if they have a save round or not. But the equipment value is the thing that they have actually bought, you know. If they have 10k cash value, but they decide to go save, I don't know why a team would save at 10k, but it's possible. The cash value would the cash amount would completely fool you in believing that they bought, but they didn't. And the equipment value shows you what they actually had. So Mousesports and Neophyte was able to win this magical round, but now they are falling down against Mousesports, and 3 rounds on cobblestone are not too bad on the terrorist side. They could easily make it 4 or 5 rounds in the upcoming rounds. You know, there are still 9 rounds to be played in this first half. And one of them is going to be a save round for the CTs, as you can see. So Mousesports will most likely make it 4-2 if Neophyte is not pulling another upset once again. And yeah, you know, that 3 could actually really fast become a 5, maybe even a 6. And Neophyte needs to be aware of that. They need to be aware of the presence of Mousesports. You know, they can't be like, oh, it's only 3-2. Let's calm down, play it calmly. They need to be on point right now. There's no way other than that. And Mousesports would be coming back in the best of 3, and then Cash would be a whole new map, a whole new game, and a whole new mindset by both of the teams. Now the CTs with a triple stack, that's just the default setup on the B bomb site. They lose the first man, but Stico with a quick reaction shot onto Nico takes him down. Dennis this time is more lucky to pick up that frag onto Stico on the B bomb site, and Chris J covers him nicely, makes it a 4v1. Oscar is on the backstab, but it won't help. The terrorists will probably be aware of somebody coming into their back as soon as he gets there. And you can already see the terrorists position themselves to any possible approach. Actually, they have everything covered. The drop zone, everything is covered over here. So Mousesports will take this round. Oscar can't ninja defuse the bomb anymore. It's way too far gone, and he will try to pick up a weapon or something like that. But yeah, that didn't actually help him too much. He's going to get some more. No, he won't be able to pick up anything except for that other P2000 that doesn't actually help him. Neophyte though on another buy. This time it's for real. It is the first real rifle round that we will see in this matchup. Stico lacks the armor. Zero and Questone don't have head armor, but Mousesports with a full buy, and the CTs at least have an AWP for Oscar, one of the most important weapons for one of the most important players on Neophyte, and he already gathered some information that there is action in front of the A bomb site, but he was flashed and Dennis went in for the peek. He did spot Oscar and retreated, so now they know there is an AWP player over at that ledge and they will try to stay away from him as long as possible. Mousesports once again have Nico working on his own, and 4 terrorists making their way into the A bomb site. Questone is close by. He needs to hold the A main entrance as good as possible. At the same time, they have a long opened up for the terrorists rather completely. There is Oscar with a great shot onto Chris J. That was really nice to see. That instant reaction as soon as somebody, it's, you know, that word is kind of a bad word to put it, but it's like a trigger in his mind. He reacts so quickly. Now got B with his aim and the pre-spray puts down Oscar, makes it a 4v4 again. The A bomb site is more or less captured by the terrorists, but there's one coming in from behind. Questone with the heads-up play picks up 3 kills in a flurry. Actually only 2, as one of it was robbed by his teammates, but Neophyte get back in the round without even being too far out of it round, and that's something that they needed. They needed to get this confidence back that they had on this too on their CT side. Now Mousesports with another buy round, but the CTs have everything they need right now. They have all the smokes, incendiary grenades across the board, and well, across the board equals Questone, but still there's at least one incendiary grenade that can delay the terrorist push a little further, and a Mousesports squad needs to watch their money. If they lose this round, they're running out of money, and their kind of possibility to get a winning streak going on Cobble would be demolished by the CT's performance. Mainly by Questone with that heads-up play, pushing out of a main, getting back from a long. Really good push by him, backstabbing the terrorists on their way to the A-bombs, and now he gets aggressive and gets another frag onto Got B. 4v5. The CTs in control of this round, but the terrorists have lined up on the B bomb site. They have pulled all their players together. Now they're checking it. Next spotted one of them behind the bomb site. He gets that headshot instantly as soon as Zico showed up. Chris J covering his teammates. Good shot onto Barbie, but they have one more to fight against. It is Zero in the HUD, and Oscar goes down to Nico. It's a 2v4, and now Zero exposes himself and kind of disposes himself at the same time. Chris J had a guess that there could be another CT hidden away in the HUD, and Questone is the last man standing. His one frag on the board needs to get higher if he wants to get back into this round, but it probably won't happen, or at least he won't make it back and win this round anymore. 3 terrorists surviving this round. Mousesports are right back in the game. Neophyte had put themselves in the spot to take control of the match, but they have wasted a chance thanks to a great B execution by Mousesports. Next with that first frag onto Stico, then it was Chris J covering his teammates on the way, and you have to take into consideration that Mousesports was down a man on the B execution already, and Neophyte had 3 players over there. Sadly for them, Zero was hiding away all the time, and it didn't get into the thick of things when it would have mattered. So he came in a little bit too late. He planned to be cheeky, but it didn't work out. Now Stico was really cheeky, boosted up into the upper part of the drop zone, gets rid of Nico, picks up that AK in the CTs on the A bomb site on the full rotation. Next with the headshot, another one goes to work. There is Oscar with the refag, but it's a 3v3 and the terrorists are in control of the A bomb site. Oh, Chris J with a double headshot there onto Stico, and Oscar utilizing his Glock. And the T's will mop up that last frag together. Dennis with, once again, some trouble if the... Oh, he threw his pistol away. But that doesn't matter at all. But if the CT had a rifle in the situation, I think Dennis could have run into trouble again. Even though he's on 6 frags compared to Gobi's 3 frags, Still, I think that Dennis has some trouble with his aim right now. Chris J, though, on 9 frags. Dennis, Nico on 9. On the other side, we have 9 and 8 for Stiku and Questone. Oscar and company need to step it up to get back into this first half. Neophyte down 3 rounds on the CT side on Cobblestone. They have a full rifle liner, but no smokes anymore. And only 1 defuse kit on Barbie. And the terrorists are lining up that B execution once again. It was successful in the previous round. Why not try it again? Why not go for the same execution in this one? And they have next on there already. Stiko going for the same play once again. This time it's Dennis to go down. And Zero and Questone quickly mop up a few frags. Barbie chimes in and Stiko is coming in from behind. Mousesports wasted too much time, allowed the CTs to get into rotation. And then they were running against a brick wall at the same time. Stiko managed to get rid of one of their key players in that execution. Dennis was meant to push into the drop zone a little bit delayed compared to his teammates, and then, you know, make the CTs watch the main entrance to the B bomb site, and then somebody's coming in from behind. So it was kind of a backstep attempt by Mousesports, but it didn't happen thanks to Stiko, who then even managed to get another backstab frag. So Neophyte is back in the game again. Now they need to string those rounds together to afford losing a round without actually instantly having to save. And Nico catches Oscar with a nade in his hands. He tried to move away, but it's not going to happen against Nico's AK. There, well, you know, if you don't kill him, that's kind of logical. He will kill you, but he will be really fast in doing that. Questone, though, is fast to put down. Chris J draws it back into the CT's favor. Zero on a mad spray. Finally gets out on top of Copy and disposes of Nico through the plant pod. Dennis is the one terrorist to fight back, and now he's hitting his shots. Another one onto Barbie. It's a 1v2 situation. Dennis down to 28. Needs to watch out. Questone is close by, and the AWP will shoot him point blank range. There is probably not much left of Dennis if it was real life. But like that, he can spawn again and try to make it happen in this one. Even though Mousesports is running out of money, they are probably going for the Tech 9 buy. At least Nex and Dennis fancy the gun. Chris J does the same. Peak to 50 for Nico and Gop B. And Neophyte with the full buy. Now they can, you know, they can lie back, but they need to watch out that their chair is not tipping over. If they lie back too far, they would probably be killed way too quickly. Oscar and Stiko with the opening kills, though. Oscar with a double. Zero supports him nicely, and Barbie will put the stamp on the round. It's finished 6-6. Neophyte with the draw, but considering their CT side, they are not doing too good on Cobblestone. I believe that Mousesports should be able to at least win one more round in the remaining 3 of this matchup, of this first half in the matchup. In the first half of the second map in the matchup. Sorry for that. But yeah, I think Mousesports should be able to grind out one more round before this half ends. Neophyte needs to keep them away from doing that. They 9-6 would be a scoreline that you are certainly not proud of on the CT side, but at least considering the start of this first half, they can still be glad that they made it 9-6. If they make it 9-6, Mousesports with 4 AKs and a Tech 9 for Chris J, inclined to attack the B bombs at the CTs. Already with the information, they have one player deep inside the back of the terrorists. The Mousesports is pulling back out of the B bomb site, and now somebody's in trouble. It's Stiko once again, the backstabber. He's going to be hunted, and he needs to run for his life. Goppy will intercept him in time, make it a 5v4. Now Oscar is able to draw it back, and the terrorists on the full rotation towards the A bomb site. Now they were spotted on that rotation, so the CTs have rotated as well. Now Mousesports needs to figure out if they are going for the double mine play and go back to the B bomb site, or if they stick to A. And it seems like they want to stick to A. With 20 seconds on the clock, they can't actually rotate to B anymore. And the CTs are aware of that as well. They're rotating already, trying to get in there with full force. Barbie lines up a nice frag onto Dennis, catching him on the way to the A platform. It's a 2v4 already. The CTs have closed it out on another rifle round and kept away from saving and actually losing another round to Mousesports. 7-6 now. Neophyte are on a rocky road. They are struggling. But you know, it's like if you have to carry something really, really heavy, you take a few steps, then you put it down, and you kind of try to shake your arms, and then you put it back up again, and you walk a few more steps, and slowly but surely you will get there. And that's what Neophyte is doing. Their arms are definitely heavy as lead right now, but they are trying to hang on. Mousesports with the second last round buy-up with Tech 9s and Christian with the AK. This time it's going to be a full B push, and once again we have Stiko pushing into their back, having all the information. The terrorists will face off against 4 CTs waiting there for them. Oscar blows one to smithereens with a nade. It is Nico to meet his makers. Chris Shea pulling through. Good flash grenade allows him to pick up 2 frags. Dennis with the reply after Chris Shea and Nex went down, and now he's alone against 2 CTs. But great effort by Mousesports to make it at least expensive, even though the economy is not that big of a factor anymore. Dennis has a chance to clutch this round. He's going to the A bomb site. The CT's on the rotation, at least one of them, and it's Stiko actually rotating, and he will be a little late. At least the bomb will go down, allows Mousesports to buy in the next round, and it's still not over. Dennis trying to make this 2 single 1v1 situations, and he gets out on top of the first 1v1 now, tries to hide away from that scope. Oscar is flashed to death. Dennis gets back behind the wall, and Oscar doesn't know, walks into the spray, but gets the frag in time. 3 kills for Oscar once again. He is the guy to watch for Neophyte, and he is the guy to pull it back out of the slump. You know, when his squad can't carry it anymore, he takes on the heavy load and just wins those rounds when it matters. Dennis, though, with a great effort, just, you know, making me lie when I said he has trouble on the spray. Maybe he's got trouble with his AK spray, because on the M4 he's really good, and even though he didn't have the M4, he did have a good job at, did have a really good round in the previous one. Now Mousesports with a full buy, Neophyte as well. The Germans lining up that B execution once again. This time there are 4 CTs waiting for them inside B, and 1 is staying back at A. It is probably going to be Stiko, who's just sitting inside the... No, actually it's not. Yeah, it is Stiko. Just sitting inside the A bomb site waiting for Mousesports. This time he's not backstabbing, he's not aggressive. It is the last round of the first half of the second map. Neophyte need this round to make it 9-6 and have a good shot at closing out this best of 3 for $2,000 against Mousesports and upset another team. They already upset a load of teams, one of them being Dignitas, for example, or LDSC White and Iscold with Modi and company in there with Reeston, for example. Huge upsets by Neophyte. Now they are trying to do that once again. Zero with the first frag onto Chris Shea, who slowly but surely exposes back side to the CT, and Barbie with another frag. Nexus fighting back, and he's going... No, he's actually still alive with 43 HP, but his teammates are going down rather fast. Zero with another kill onto Dennis. Zero and Stiko getting back together. Next on the bomb site. He doesn't have the C4 with him yet, but he will pick it up in a second. 3 seconds remaining, and he won't make it in time. Zero will actually just put a nail in his coffin and seal it 9-6 in favor of Neophyte. So, despite the fact that Nex was running out of time, he could have clutched this 2v1 situation. But other than that, Neophyte was close by already. I mean, Stiko was there, Zero was here, and Nex was in between them. So even if he had the time, even if he had gotten that frag, Stiko would have been able to get back into his back and get the frag. So Neophyte with the 9-6, 3-round lead. Now they need to maintain that momentum. Mousesports on the other side, they have to pick it up. If they win this pistol round, there's a good chance that they could make it 9-9 just off the back of this first round. And Stiko and Barbie, the only ones on the terror side with some nades. 3 people with armor actually, and no Tech 9, something that we rarely see in the pro scene, but Neophyte rather has an additional player with armor. compared to the Tech 9. Nexo uses his USPS. Good shot onto Questone then. And Nico with a refrag, making it a 3v4. Barbie, though, fending off another CT in drop zone. Oscar tries to get rid of one more. Nico goes down. It's a 2v2 situation. The bomb is dropped in the CT's arms, but Zico with the kill onto Dennis makes it a 1v2. Copy is flashed and forced into the arms of Zico. Really good job by Neophyte. They were losing control of the round, but then Oscar just, you know, forced it into the B-bomb side, and Zico was able to get another good frag. Then a good flash forced Gopi out of his cover and allowed Zico to pick up that kill. 10-6 in favor of Neophyte. I said their pissed around percentage was 25, but they only have 2 matches on Cobblestone on record. So the statistic was not that consistent. Now they have 100% pissed around wins against Mousesports on Cobblestone, and Mousesports needs to win the second round. They managed to do that once, but will they be in the position to do that again? Questone with a shot onto Nex. Zero just waits for the backstabbers together with his teammate, and they will just spray them all down. Gopi and Nico, last man standing for the CTs against Oscar. Nico will face off in a second. Goes for that cheeky jump shot, but Oscar with the AK comes out on top of that battle. And Gopi only has his 5-7. He gets caught in the corner by Barbie. 11-6 in favor of Neophyte. Mousesports now are really in a hard spot, even though, you know, it's the save rounds after losing the pistol for a CT side. There is not that much that you can do about the outcome of the rounds. Of course, there are a few upsets being pulled by a few teams, but you know, it kind of contradicts itself. Once you have to take into consideration it's 2 save rounds coming up, so Mousesports is most likely losing them even if they step up massively. Neophyte should win them in theory. So you could expect a 12-6 scoreline. Then looking at the 12-6, and Mousesports actually having not that bad of a terrorist side in the first half, you could argue, well, 12-6 should be the standard kind of round difference if the CT side lose their pistol. But you don't forget about that. Mousesports had that kind of second round upset, but then Neophyte managed to win another round, and then that amazing winning streak by Neophyte to close this first half out actually put them in the spot to make something happen on top of this pistol round. Now they are on rifles, and Gopi gets the first frag onto Stiko. Neophyte upgraded everything they can. They have a Galil 4-0, and the CTs with the AWP for Chris J. Having that scope is really important for the B, and depends on how you want to play it, but also for the A defense. Now Nico with a double spray, almost got the last one as well, but Nex is there to clinch him. Oscar is the last man on the terrorist side. 58 seconds on the clock. The bomb is very far away from him, and it's covered by CTs, so it's going to be a far distance to cover for him, trying to get there, at least trying for his teammates. He's creeping forward, using that smoke to cover him, and take a small peek into the bomb site through the edge of the smoke. And yeah, well, he's not spotting too much. And there he goes, first headshot onto Chris. He tagged that CT, but Dennis stays alive and comes back out of his cover to shoot a bullet into the rough direction of Oscar. Luckily, it was the head. 12-7, Mousesports win the first rifle round. It was a mandatory round, as I said. You would have almost expected it to be a 12-6 after the pistol round loss on the second half by Mousesports. But then again, I just want to round up that huge story that I'm trying to tell you. The mindset of the players is crucial right now, and Mousesports needs to avoid to get into the mindset, oh no, now we are 6 rounds behind, we can't make it back. It's a CT side, you can always make it back on those sides. That's the thing that I wanted to tell you, even though it took me 3 minutes to do that. So Mousesports needs to be in the kind of right mindset to fight back into this match. And they are on the right side to do it. So why not just proceed? And there is Chris J on the way, on top of the car. He gets himself the shot onto Barbie. Great stuff by Chris J, covering his own retreat. Dennis is boosted up into an off angle as well, and Oscar will most likely walk into him as Chris J disposes of 2 more players on a long. The auto director didn't think it was necessary to show us that. I'm sorry for that. Sometimes it's kind of hard to predict which player will pick up frags. And Oscar on the rotation towards the B bomb site, but he will probably just try to pick up frags on Nex and possibly Nico. Chris J got B, and Dennis will then close him out together. Or he just saves his rifle, even though he has a 30-second save and the CTs are going to hunt for that gun. He is trying to outmaneuver them. And drop zone is a great position to outmaneuver the CTs. He will hear Nico approach, and then he can get back into the drop zone. Now Nico didn't spot him, so Oscar takes that kill. If it served on a silver plate, why not put him down? Even though Nex gets a revenge frag. Oscar could have just waited on the stairwell and then get back into, or just get into the drop zone and let the CTs pass him so they can't catch up with him anymore, and just you know, use the whole, I don't know, the whole sector of the rotation to avoid the CTs. But it didn't happen for him, so now all his terrorist members of the squad are on pistols. Tech 9s for Oscar, Questone and Zero, P250s for Seeker and Barbie, Mousesports on the full rifle buy, and they have a quite widespread lineup right now. They have 2 players at B, 1 in the rotation zone and 2 at the A bombs. A neophyte on a full B go. Got B is there to close out the first one. Nico goes down on Barbie as well, then catches a bullet courtesy of Oscar, and Next with a double will almost seal the deal, even though Questone is able to fight back with a double kill in drop zone. Oh my god, another one onto Nex, actually makes it a 1v1 situation. Questone with the AWP in his hands, he has the right guess. Dennis did delay his push, so now Questone is questioning himself. Will Dennis come from that direction or not? Great play by Dennis to delay his push, but Questone already not triple kill in the 1v1 situation in a safe round. And now Dennis is coming his direction, and sadly for Questone, he's not able to clutch this round away from Mousesports, but still an amazing effort by him to draw it back when I thought that seal was already dealt. Well, you can never count out Neophyte in any situation, even though it's not Oscar. Questone shows us that he's capable of putting down a few members with the scope as well, and he almost won a 1v4 situation against Mousesports, which would have broken the momentum and possibly even the economy on the CT side. So that was a crucial 1v1 situation for Dennis, who delayed his own push. If he had stepped up right away, he would have been taken down by Questone. He stayed in drop zone for a few more seconds, and then Questone needed to make his own move, which allowed Dennis to get back and then kill him with more or less with ease. So the terrorists are back on rifles, but they didn't get that one magic round that could have put them in a maybe even 14 to 8 position, something like that. Would have been amazing for them. Now Questone still on fire, taking down Nico, but Next with a reply. The B bomb side control is regained for the CTs, and Chris J will take down Stiko on the A hunt. Stiko is kind of the Nico for Neophyte, even though he speaks the same language. Next with the frag onto Oscar on the B bomb side. Once again, good job by Next on the B bomb side. Zero and Barbie are pushing in, but Zero will meet his maker courtesy of Goppy. He's the last man standing now, or Barbie is the last man standing, and Next will pick up his triple kill in the round to make it 12 to 10. Mousesports are back in the game within reach of 2 rounds, and if you remembered us too, or if you have just tuned in, I will tell you the story once again. No, I'm just kidding. I just wanted to say we had the same situation and the same scoreline on this 2 already. This time the team's names are changed, and this time it's Neophyte feeling the pressure of Mousesports rising, getting back on them. Questone with the frag onto Next on that eco push onto the B bomb. So once again proving to be dangerous, especially as Oscar is coming in from the off angle, picking up three frags in drop zone. Once again, it is the kind of the position to break Mousesports down into small crumbles. Chris J is the last man standing. He's surrounded by terrorists already. He spots one, gets a headshot with the P250. Now he's getting another one, and Oscar is coming in from behind. behind, saving the day for Neophyte. Winning that round, this eco round for the Slovakian squad, 13-10 in favor of them. Mousesports is devastated right now, and not only their minds are devastated, but also their economy. Look at them buying an AWP for Chris J and a M4A1 for Dennis, but only having 2 5.7s for Nico and Gopi and a Deagle for Nex. This is going to be the round basically for Neophyte. If they win this one, Mousesports would be on a full save, and even one more round, so Neophyte could make it 15-10 right here, right now. It is the last effort of the Germans in this best-of-3 series. Neophyte already won the first map, 19-17, and they're getting closer and closer to the $2,000 check handed out by Kinguin. Daily motion and 99 damage in this final match of the 99 damage arena number 8. Chris J tagged down to 33 HP. Now the bomb goes down. Next prevents the bomb plant from happening, but still the terrorists in control of the B bomb site. 4 players around and make that -1. Got B with the kill. Oscar with the Nico frag, and Gopi is still standing. Bitters 5-7. Oh my god, he picks up 2 double. Oh no, actually it was Dennis picking up 1 in between, but Gopi with a great headshot onto Stico, making it a 2v1 situation. Oscar is the man to stand for Neophyte, indicates 1 frag onto Dennis. Gopi is still with 51 HP and his rifle in the hand. He will pick the fight and he will win it. Will he be able to defuse the bomb in 10 seconds? That's probably going to happen, even though it's taking fast and fast, and no real question about that. Mousesports win their kinda eco round for Spy, whatever you wanna call it. 13-11, 2 rounds separating the 2 teams, and Mousesports is getting back into this matchup. Neophyte have enough money to drop a few weapons maybe for each other, but they go for Tech 9s for Barbie. Questone doesn't. Yeah, Questone goes for the Tech 9 after all. So it is a sturdy buy for a terrorist squad. Compared to Mousesports' Spy, it is stronger compared to Mousesports' Spy in the previous one, but the Germans are still hanging back on the money, as Gobi is watching his smoke kinda fail really hard. 2 FAMASs for Nex and Nico. And well, did he actually plant? No, I don't think so. Would have been a new invention of a new smoke. Now Gobi takes the more defensive position, only exposing his head and spotting the terrorist earlier than the terrorist can spot him. The CT's holding on to the B bomb site with their usual default setup. No aggression coming out of Mousesports on the A bomb site either, so they are playing it really conservative right now, just sticking to the default and adjusting their positions. Next takes over, drops zone, camera goes to work on 1, but then quickly has met his match. Zero takes him down with the AK. Still, the B bomb site not under control for the terrorist. Nico and Gopi mop up 2 more frags. Questone and Stico still standing for the terrorists against 4 CTs, and the time is running out as well. 25 seconds on the clock. Mousesports just needs to have 1 back, and it's going to be Chris J who stays away from all the action while his teammates try to win the round with their weapons. Chris J would be there to win it with the time, and Mousesports will make it 13-12. Get back on the money as well, which is a huge factor right now. If Neophyte would be in a spot to force the CTs on a save, would be crucial for this outcome of this matchup. Now Mousesports forcing Neophyte to save will probably make it 13-13. 2 P250s for Oscar and Stico. That's all the investment, except for that 1 flash grenade in the hands of Stico. It's not too much to work with for Neophyte. They have a plan. They want to get at least 1 frag, or maybe even 2. Then pick up a rifle and just try to put down the bomb as quickly as possible. There is the first few exchanges on the A bomb site. Chris J, Dennis and Gopi will be the winners of those firefights. Questone on the rifle now, picking up that frag was Stico, and they are spotted already. They are cramped in corners. They don't have armor. They don't have any equipment to get them out of those situations. And Mousesports handles it perfectly. They are waiting for the rotation, and when everyone is at the scene, they are trying to draw them out. Now let's take a look at the scoreboard. I'm sorry for that. I don't know his chat name anymore, but sorry for showing it again. 20 frags for Nex, 19 for Chris J. On the other side, we have 26 for Oscar and 22 for Questone. So the main performers still perform really well for both teams, and team effort by both sides, basically. Nobody lagging behind too much. Neophyte on another B execution. The CTs have switched their positions up. Got B is close by already, and Zero will check that corner. Even though he catches a bullet to the head, he's still alive thanks to his side armor. 8 HP remaining for the Slovakian player, and it is almost looking as equal trades, but the terrorists still have 5 men alive, even though you could call it 4.5 men. Mousesports trying to get some information on the outskirts of the A bomb site, and they have next gathering all the information. Now they can prepare themselves for the B push. Zero though with another frag despite his low HP, takes out Nico. Now the Stiko is trying to get something working on the drop zone while Dennis is sneaking underneath him. He doesn't spot him in time. Dennis gets a frag onto Oscar. Now Dennis will be backstabbed by Stiko. No, actually he won't, as Questone and Stiko go down to Dennis and Chris J. It is a 2v1 situation in favor of the CTs thanks to another frag by Dennis, who's really stepped up as if he heard me on this 2NA when I was kind of ranting about his spray ability. Now he really steps it up, and Chris J is there to cover Barbie, who was trying to cover the bomb against 2 CTs coming in from different angles. He, you know, when you plant the bomb at that kind of pillar and you can't get away from it in time, and you're pushed from 2 different directions, and the CTs don't horribly mess up, you are almost dropped that already. 14-30 now in favor of Mousesports. 1 round separating the 2 teams. Neophyte trying to fight back with 5 AKs. They only have a very limited range of nades, but they are going for a fast B build-up, and they seem to have the most success on the B bomb site. I mean, it is one of the most successful bomb sites on Cobblestone as well. The A bomb site is kind of the off bomb site for most of the teams on Cobblestone. Now Questone spots 1 on his left and 1 on his right, turns back even though he's flashed, picks up next. 4v5. This is going to be really hard for Mousesports, especially as they lose another player. Nico goes down, Chris J with the refrag. Still control on the B bomb site, but the terrorists have gathered the information and they have drawn the CTs towards the B bomb site. So now they are on the A bomb site, and it is completely left open for them to pick it up. And while Zero is disposing 2 more CTs, Chris J and Gopi caught out of position, questioning their own rotation plays, and Barbie with the last frag of this round makes it 14-14 again. Mousesports kinda tried to fight back, but I think you could almost see that they were nervous about this round, because they rotated way too quickly, in my opinion. They haven't had spotted the bomb, and they only picked up a frag over at the B bomb site. They failed way too much pressure in this previous round. Now they are feeling just as much pressure as they are facing elimination, basically. If they lose this round, Neophyte would probably win another round straight after that and make it 16-14 on the second map, which would make them the winners of $2,000 US dollars, of course. Now Mousesports with the force buy of MP9 for Nex and 5-7 for Nico. It already worked out once, but only due to Gopi's major stand together with Dennis, who picked up 3 frags, and one of those kind of scrap buys by the CTs. Nico now with the 5-7 doesn't hit those shots. He did take down Oscar to 6 HP and Questone down to 51, which makes Nex get the frag onto Barbie, but it's a 3v4 already, and the terrorists are taking their time. They still have 1 player in drop zone who will push in delayed and try to catch the CTs rotating, and it's going to be really hard for Mousesports to fight their way back. There is Dennis with the frag, but Oscar with the reply. It's a 1v3, and Chris J won't try to retake this bomb site anymore. He will try to save his AWP for the possibly last round of this matchup. Neophyte will make it match point against Mousesports, and this is just an amazing matchup to watch. Neophyte is proving to be so strong. I'm really looking forward to this squad, to see them on land, while Oscar will take out Chris J on the save. No AWP for Mousesports in the next round, and only some money for them left, so they're going for 1 rifle only in the hands of Chris J, which will make it really hard for them to get anything going. Neophyte with a perfect chance to make this a 16-14 double map upset against Mousesports. If Neophyte, or at least I thought, if Neophyte win this match, I thought they would at least take 3 maps. Now Chris J and Steeko will trade frags to make it a 4v4. The CTs are not able to get their hands on the rifle just yet. And Oscar is pushing forward into the B bomb site, checking out this long corridor over there, just keeping the back of his teammates clean. In the meantime, Oscar is able, Barbie is able to take down one more and make it a 3v4 in favor of the terrorists. Got B though picks up the rifle that Chris J dropped and uses it to shoot Questone in the head straight away. It's a 3v3 once again. Nex and Nico with the 5-7 and the Deagle. And if you have ever watched those two players, you know what they are capable of doing with those two guns. Especially as Nico is close by with the 5-7. He could step up in the right moment, but he's drawn out. He tries to burn as long as possible. Now the flash comes in, and great play by Nico to pick up at least one frag, even though he's assisted by one of the terrorists himself. Next with the Deagle, picks up the one shot onto Barbie and makes it a 15-15 against 0. Oh, Next, the hero of Mousesports, will take it to another overtime in this best of 3 series. So this is just going nuts right now. And wow, I'm sorry for all headphone users if I'm too loud. I usually have a high pass filter that makes, you know, that regulates the volume, but this is just too insane. Next with the Deagle and a double kill on the B entrance. Now Mousesports with the 15-15 and living to fight another day. The Germans are coming back in this one. Now let's see if Neophyte are mentally capable of maintaining their momentum, even though they just kind of lost a big bunch of that momentum. They were probably not cheerful already, but they were feeling that they, you know, when you're close to winning something, you can feel it kind of in your hands and in your fingertips. Now they're trying to get that momentum, go into their work, go into their direction. Questone with a double kill on the B bomb, so will make it really, really good for the terrorist squad, especially as they only lose him in the exchange for 3 CTs. Chris J though on a cheeky push into main A did let Steeko slip through his fingers, and I'm not quite sure if they are aware of Steeko's presence on the A bomb site. Now Chris J and God B, the Dutchman and the in-game leader. Steeko just waits for Chris J to make his move and then gets a nice and easy frag. Neophyte using the backstab lurking ability of Steeko to their advantage and closing it out rather easily, making it 16-15 already in this terrorist side. They are on the harder side, I have to emphasize that, against Mousesports, who are basically on the easier side. And you know, having all the money to start with into this overtime, it kind of favors the CTs even more, because they can buy all the smoke and all the Molotov, all the incendiary nades that they want to have, and the AWP on top of that. So, oh God, B there, it looked like he was baiting with the nade and took out his rifle to shoot Steeko in the face. Kind of greedy on the terrorist side, but he caught his chance and he wanted to take down the CT over there. It didn't work out for the terrorists. Now they lost another one on the B bomb site and they are completely slowed down for now as Gobi smokes off the drop zone. He catches an 8, goes down to 63 HP. Barbie on the verge of taking that B bomb site. Good headshot onto Next. That was really nice to see. Barbie only loses 13 HP in the exchange. Gobi is now in a hard spot. He needs to accompany his teammate a little bit, try to get some additional cover, but it didn't work. Barbie with another frag, just waiting in the same position. Makes it a 3v2. Chris J and Dennis on a rotation, and they could also consider saving their weapons, considering the money situation for the CTs shouldn't be too great after losing this round. And now Chris J is going for that save. A little late, you know. It's definitely worth poking in there and, you know, trying to grab a free frag or something like that. But now he's running for his life, and the terrorists know where he's at. They know that he's not going to be at a long. Now they actually have confirmation, and Barbie will dispose of him. 17-15 in favor of Neophyte against Mousesports. Barbie with a triple kill, 2 of them on the entry, which was crucial for the terrorists in the previous round. Now Mousesports with the force buy. As I said, the money is looking very tight for them. And Nexus hesitating on what to buy. He goes for the 5-7. This one, maybe the Deagle luck was, or he felt that the Deagle won't pick up too many frags anymore because he already used it to great effect. Now he's going for the 5-7. And the terrorists will stay away. Stiko and Oscar waiting way back. They know that Mousesports needs some information to make this round happen for them. But Mousesports is staying away. Only having that one FAMAS in the hands of Dennis. Chris J uses his scout to great effect onto Questone. Gets it back to level players. But remember, the CTs are down on the money, more or less. So they only have a 5-7 in the UMP for Copy and Nex. And the terrorists briefly had 2 AWPs, actually. They dropped one of them again. And Oscar is trying to spot at CT there. Dennis does make the mistake of crossing the scope of Oscar 2 times. And that is, like I said many times before, the second invitation to Oscar. And he actually doesn't need that. 4v3 in favor of the terrorists. It looks like a 3-0 overtime first half for Neophyte. But Copy still has something to fight for. Zero goes to work on him, then makes it a 2v3 again. Next just tries to delay that push. And a 5-7 on top of that. Hut will get the first frag. Almost took out a teammate there. It would have been really, really stupid. But he gets out on top of another fight. And he wins the battle against Barbie with the scout. Oh my god, Nexus just leaving me speechless in those moments. When I'm about to say that he almost messed up horribly by taking out Chris J, he takes down the first terrorist with the 5-7, then gets another frag, picks up the scout kill on the last one and makes it 17-16 and keeps Mousesports in this game. By far not a good CT side on the overtime, but at least they got one round on the board. And you can see 27 for Nex, 26 for Chris J. And on the other team, we have 28 for Questone and 30 for Oscar. Overall, the CTs have more frags compared to Mousesports, but they have one more round on the board as well. But, more frags in total across this whole map. So let's see what Neophyte is able to do on their CT side. They basically only need to win 2 rounds, and winning this first one would kickstart their momentum. Obviously, get them in the prone position to win those $2,000 up for grabs in this matchup. Dennis with the first frag, then Zero is able to answer back. Nico with the reply, but Barbie takes out Nex and makes it a 3v3 again. Nico down to 48 HP as well. While the bomb gets planted, Mousesports gets themselves into positions to defend themselves from the incoming CT retake. As Goppy dances around the pillar, good headshot onto Stiko, uses his aim just greatly, perfectly done by Dennis and Nico as well to make it 17-17. Nico with 4 HP, barely alive, but it doesn't matter. The round is on the board and Mousesports prevents Neophyte from getting to match point. Now, on top of that, the terrorists have the chance to do the same that Neophyte did to them and force them on a force buy in the last round of the overtime. So now actually Mousesports more or less in the driving seat, considering the pressure that is on the teams. I think both teams are equally on the back seat, but you know, somebody has to steer the car, and at the moment it is Mousesports steering it to the B. Bomb side, Chris J with the Tech 9 just rushing in, even though he's got an AWP on his back. Goppy puts down Stiko on the aggressive A play. Next with a horrible spray, but finally gets rid of Oscar and then makes me lie again with a headshot onto Questone, making it a 4v2. Zero and Barbie should go for a save, just like I said for Mousesports, and this time the CTs are hanging out once again, hanging out way too long. Chris J able to pick off Barbie, and Zero is still not out of the thick of things. He has to run for his life if he wants to bring this M4A1 to the next round, and well, not hitting that door is not helping him. Now, still running, and he will pick up that frag onto Chris J, and whoa, he will pick up another one onto Dennis. Actually got B as well and ace the terrorists, even though they were winning the round. Zero with the ace against 3 storming terrorists. You know, you could argue it's not that hard compared to a normal ace, but still, it was a 1v3, a 1v4 actually. And he still managed to win that situation, at least frag-wise. So Zero should be happy about that performance, even though he didn't win the round. At least he got this weapon in the next round. Oscar with the AWP. Neophyte on desperate times. Mousesports about to finish it off. They have one match point. Neophyte needs to win this round. And Zero is doing, once again, a great job of drawing it back to 4v4. The CT's on the A rotation. They have 3 players committed to that, and only Zero is staying back at the B bomb site. Maybe they should need him, or they will need him on A, though, as Barbie tries to line up a few Deagle shots. He gets a headshot onto Chris Jake, but got B with the instant reply. 3v3. Zero on the rotation. Oh, well, doesn't find the frag, though. The terror is still hanging out in the hole in the wall area, and Oscar picks up next. Mousesports running out of players. Zero goes to work on Nico through the door, and now it's a copy, the in-game lead against the 3 CTs, and it won't happen. We will see another overtime coming up between the 2 teams, and I really hope that my voice is hanging on to me just like you do to the stream. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This has been an amazing evening already, and I hope it will get more and more amazing the longer this game takes. Maybe we will see another map coming up between those 2 teams, depending on Mousesports' performance on the terrorist side right now. After both teams have successfully upset the CT side with a 2-1 win, Neophyte was definitely the team to upset Mousesports in this last round, as the Germans were in control of the bomb site already, but not quite. You know, they opened the door and they were on the doorstep, but something held them back, and they just couldn't get through that magical barrier. Now Stiko on that push. He used it already in the regular playing time. Let's see what he makes out of that position that he got himself into. With that smoke that will fade in a second, he needs to retreat, and now he got B, gets himself the frag. Zero though on another one, Chris J, and oh my god, I can't even switch the players fast enough, as fast as those trades happen. Barbie with a stellar shot onto Dennis, and then quickly turns around to take down Chris J next in a 1v2. The bomb is dropped, planted, so it works in his favor, but Oscar is coming in from behind, and Nex had his back turned the other way, so it's 19-18 in favor of Neophyte. Actually 2 more rounds in his half, and Mousesports needs to pick up at least one of them to make this a decent halftime score. So the Germans, will they be able to take it to a 3rd map, or will Neophyte just close them out here on Cobblestone? It is Mousesports' map pick. And well, it's equally as close as Neophyte's map pick, so you can't argue on that point. Both teams are just equally skilled right now. At least it seems like it. Oscar and Goppy with the first few trades. And wow, Chris J body checks Zero into hell. 4v3. The terrorist in control of B bomb site. Stiko on the drop zone. He will take out Nico, and that push was not the best thing to do in that situation. The bomb was about to be planted. The CTs would have been coming the terrorist way anyway, and they could have maintained that man advantage. Now it's Chris J working their way back into the terrorist favor, but Questone puts him down, and it's Nex and Goppy to battle it out with Stiko. This time it's a 2v1 in favor of the terrorists. Goppy with the spray will finally make it 19-19. Mousesports drawing this game, and Neophyte need to think twice what to buy and who to drop, which weapon to whom, because that amount of money is not easy to figure out who and what to buy to have the most amount of equipment with the least. Just, you know, $800 on Questone. He could have done something with it maybe, but yeah, well, he bought everything he can, so he couldn't have spent this money any more wiser than that. Now 4-man stack on the B bomb site, and Mousesports with the off call. They are trying to get to the A bomb site. They have one player committed to A long already, while Oscar takes out Nico, who tried to open up on B. The CT's on the rotation. It seems like a full rotation. They only leave Barbie behind inside the drop zone, and the rest of the squad already on A, but everything is smoked off. There are flames, there is smoke, there is thunder, there are kills. Zero and Stiko with the 2 fronts. Got B with the answer, but he's down to 8 HP already, and Chris J is not able to support him at all right now. He's in an off angle as well, and the CTs are just hiding away now. Goppy spots himself the first spray, goes to work, but steps in the flames and goes down accidentally. Took for his own. Chris J with the tech 9, but then it's Zico closing him out. 20 to 19. Another 2-1 round split. This time it's in favor of the CTs. So we had the kind of situation that at first the terrorist side was stronger, now the CTs are stronger. Mousesports have to win all the rounds basically to win this game. Neophyte need to win 2 rounds to win the game. And to win $2,000 actually. So, what do we have here? Neophyte with a full B push. Once again, it's the B bomb site being attacked, but that's just the usual thing to do. Next over with a good spray onto Barbie and Corstone. Zico with the refrag, but Next was running out of bullets anyway. Then it's Chris J maintaining control of the B bomb site, but Oscar is picking up the pieces. The CTs are all over the place, running like ants, and he's got a laser pointer and he's burning them to death. 2v2, Chris J and Dennis on the retake, even though the bomb is not planted yet. Chris J is really close. He's walking through the smoke. He needs to watch out, but he runs into Oscar. Good frag, but Zero is able to quickly reply and draw it back to a 1v1. Dennis coming in from B main entrance, and Zero has his back pointed towards him. Now turns around in the right moment and takes him out with a straight headshot. Dennis was not able to spot him in time, and Zero had kind of the pillar worked in his favor this time. You know, the pillar looks roughly like that, even though this, well, let's try to draw an angle. Yeah, an angle. And Zero checked out that angle, then he checked out that, and he had cover from the other directions all the time, so he didn't need to worry. And then he checked out that angle, and that's where Dennis was standing. So the pillar worked out perfectly for Zero. Once again, he's a hero. Zero, but hero. 21 to 19. Neophyte with the match point right now against Mousesports. The Germans with the first frag, however, and Oscar goes down to Dennis as well, who's making up for the 1v1 loss that he suffered in the previous one. Crestone though inching forward, not seeing any CTs around. Now he sees one, and it's the last thing that he sees in his life, at least for this round. Next gets a frag. 2v5, as it seems like, well, yeah, I was about to say that I called the day once again too early, but I wanted to say that as soon as Mousesports feel the pressure, it seems like not only one of them, but two, at least two of them, step up massively and get themselves on the board. Talking about the board, let's take a look at it. 34 for Chris J and Nex, maintaining their good performance throughout the whole map and the match, basically. And then we have 35 for Zero and 36 for Oscar. So Zero not only being the guy to step up in those clutch situations, but overall, he's maintaining a really high frag count. The CTs with only 2 men in the B bombs, but Nico shoots one straight in the face, then gets taken out by Barbie, and Barbie avoids that nade. Good job by him, carrying in the C4 to plant it, and B, and Next with a double spray, Gobi with one as well. This seems to be steered already, and Mousesports will draw the game once again at 21 to 21. Now, I need to write down at which scoreline the match point is, because I'm getting confused right now. This is taking way too long, but it's really, really nice to see a match take that long to find a winner. I mean, there's $2,000 up for grabs. So, you know, maybe in a league match or something, 1 or 2 squads would or could think that, you know, again, or something like that. I don't think that anyone actually thinks like that, but casual players would think like that. So now the pros have things to battle for, like points to qualify and stuff like that. And this time, there's not only points to qualify for the 99 damage masters at stake, 7 to be exact, but also real money, $2,000. You know, 2,000 divided by 5. If I'm not completely wrong, that should equal... Oh, I'm actually... Oh, please help me. Ah, this is embarrassing. 400 euros. So, 400 euros for a player. For... Well, this time they have definitely earned the money, but... And you have to take into consideration that Neophyte already won $3,000 in the previous matches of the 99 Damage Arena. They fought against the likes of Playing Ducks in the first matchup. Then they battled it out with Is Cold from Sweden / Norway, / Norway, and LDLC from France. LDLC White, I have to say that. So, very nice matchups by Neophyte already, and they more or less were the underdogs in every single one of them. Maybe except for the one against Is Cold. But they managed to win all of them, and now they managed to win the first map and drew Mousesports to a second overtime. They actually had a few match points in the regular playing time. They had a few match points in the overtime already. They are doing an amazing job, and I'm exaggerating right there, but Neophyte could be the next hope of the tier 2 scene to actually make a stint into the tier 1 scene. If Oscar and all his teammates keep performing like that, I could actually see them do some massive damage on a LAN here and there. Gobi now with the first spot of action in drop zone. Nades get traded like tennis players trade balls, and Zero is on the receiving end of that, as he had the worst spot to get away from that bomb, from that nade again. 26 HP remaining for him. And Mousesports seem to have everything under control for now, as they are on a 3-man stack on the B bomb site. However, Neophyte on the re-rotation towards A main, where, well, in braces, in hyphens, only Chris J and Nex are holding right now. So they switch their positions up a little bit to get some fresh air in the lineups. And actually I mistook Nex for Dennis for a second. So Nex picking up that double kill over at the B bomb site, making it look good for the CTs, but now they need to really quickly rotate towards the A bomb site. Dennis is there already, but he gets taken out by Questone straight away. Sneeko, oh, with a frag. Oscar puts down another one. It's Sneeko alone, and he won't make anything at all. Well, he gets a frag, but against two terrorists who already knew where he's coming from and a very narrow angle, Neophyte is able to spray him down rather easily, and that's just such a huge bummer for a CT squad. If they have those two opening frags, they still lose the A bomb site. Maybe they were a little bit too hasty on the retake. At least Dennis was looking a little bit hasty. I'm feeling really bad now for calling him out on so many different occasions, but he's actually doing very well as well. But sometimes there are a few timings that he could have hit better. But it's pure luck, basically, to hit that timing right. He could have seen all the terrorists with their backs turned towards him as well. Now Mousesports needs to have a few backs turned towards them as they are holding on to the B bomb site. Barbie is the first one to go down to Nico, who's holding close by. And the terrorists are slowed down on their push. The CTs are going for the information on the A bomb site at the same time. And Questone takes out Gobi, catches the drop zone. Now the terrorists in control of two different angles, but Nex gets rid of Questone, who's coming in from the off angle. Nico catches one on Zero, and it's a 2v3 situation. Stiko and Oscar are still alive, but a nade comes flying, and it will dispose of Stiko. Oscar is down to 36 HP as well. He's still up against 3 CTs with 35 seconds, something that he can definitely do. And there is the first frag onto Dennis. Once again, maybe not the best timing to push out there. Chris J and Nico just waiting for Oscar to cross over to the bomb site. They have the information the bomb was at B, so they don't have to worry about their back or anything. They know that Oscar was around as well, and Chris J has the right guess. He turns in the right direction at the right moment, makes it 22-22 again. Now Mousesports just need to win another round to make it the usual 2-1 in the overtime. And Neophyte could make it 2-1 again on their CT side to make it another overtime coming up between the two teams. Let's see if it will actually happen. The terrorists still have enough money for a double AWP setup. I'm really curious to see where they're going with that. They have Stiko lined up on the A bomb site, so he's actually, he's the expendable player. He's the lurker, and he can actually pick up that AWP maybe even bought an AK to drop in terrorist spawn to exchange it later on. That's at least something that they did already. And there he is, exchanging that AWP for the AK. Now Nico exchanges his M40. He picked up 2 frags with 40 M7, M57 actually, and goes down to Oscar after that. But still, in favor of the CTs. Next with a good shot onto Oscar. Dennis puts down Zico. Questone is alone. And he's not like Sylvester Stallone. He goes down. Sorry for bad puns again. 23-22 in favor of Mousesports. Like I said, 2-1 halftime score in favor of the CT side. Something that couldn't be more default in my opinion. It kind of applies to every map. It doesn't matter how CT-sided they are. Usually you have 2-1 scorelines. Probably because of the money situation and all that. But in the end, Neophyte need to pick up 2 rounds on their CT side. They have all the money. This time they are sticking to 1 AWP to start off, you know. They want to be able to buy up in the next one if they should lose this first. Mousesports, though, with a chance to close this game out by winning 2 rounds, and they're going for full AK setup, so they are trying to get some switch, something else going for them. They have the bomb directed towards the A bomb side, and Questone already gets drawn in for the rotation. Stico calls in for that. Stico was around here, spotted the terrorist stepping around in front of the A bomb site and called in for the instant rotation. Together they will set up very defensively, so no information for the CTs on where the terrorists might get into the A bomb site from. And at the same time, it doesn't matter if they use a main or a long anymore, because they are so defensively lined up. But at the same time, if Mousesports now gets 2 players to stress out the B defenders and call in for the rotation, what they just did, Questone will try to rotate and be caught off guard in the rotation zone. Next with the frag onto Barbie. Now Next will try to get that rotation or keep that rotation from happening as Oscar is slowed down considerably. Next gets a frag onto Zero, and Oscar is still hanging out in oh, good frag by Next there. 4v2 situation now. Questone and Stico still holding on to the A bomb set, but look at that, Dennis is close by, and once again, his spray isn't the best that he could do, but the headshot was very nice to see against Questone. 24-22, Mousesports with 2 match points, and Neophyte with, well, the round basically unfolded just like I said, even though Mousesports just tipped it off a little bit by putting Dennis in that forward position and then pulling back out of the A bomb set again. So, sick calling by Gopi. But it shouldn't be surprising for you guys. If you don't know who Scoppy is, please Google it. He's a 1.6 legend. He was one of the factors that made Mousesports win IEM already back in the 1.6 days. And there he is, opening up onto Zico, 4v5. The terrorist once again on the A bomb site. It seems like Mousesports has built that image of always going for the B bomb site, and now they're trying to break that image down and fake it on the A bomb site and then actually go back to B. So double or triple mind games. Really hard to read for Neophyte, but this time the Slovakian squad seems to have the right guess. They have 3 players at the B bomb site. Questone is still at A, but he should be rather fast. Now Next goes to work on Barbie. He's down to 3 HP, but still lining up another shot going down to Oscar, but that was more or less an AWP bullet, almost wasted. A nade could have done the job as well, as we have a quick trade and a quick lag. Well, that is weird. The CTs will win the round. Yeah, we still saw the terrorists in the smoke, so sorry for that GoTV lag. We've got 23-24. Neophyte trying to draw this game once again. Let's see if they can do that. The Czech and Slovakian team. It's not Czechoslovakian team, it is Czech and Slovakian. Oscar being from the Czech Republic, the rest from Slovakia. Mousesports with the B builder, but the bomb is working its way over towards A, where Questone is waiting for the terrorists. Let's see if he can get them in time. If he pushed out right now, it would have been perfect to get 2 easy frags, drop the bomb in front of the A bombs, they call in for a rotation, and all that would have been perfect for the CTs. But like that, Chris J is opening up on the B bombs at the CTs. Don't know where this attack is getting at and coming from. Dennis and Chris J will get more frags for the terrorists. Leave Questone and Barbie, who kind of weirdly rotated. Barbie on the no, Questone actually on the backstab, and Barbie on the rotation still. Dennis will cut off Questone and leave Barbie alone in the smoke. Mousesports about to draw the serious 1-1, and Dennis will seal the deal. It is kind of fitting for him to be the guy to get the last frag on the second map. We've got Neophyte and Mousesports being drawn 1-1 with 2 overtime maps already. How far can those teams take it? We will see on Cash, which is the last map.